Tulsi Gabbard will become president in 2020, becoming the first female president ever in the United States of America. If that's the only reason you came here, then thanks for coming. Go ahead and click off the video and have a nice day. But if you're curious about my methodology, how I came to that conclusion, how I came to that prediction, then stick around, because it's going to be an interesting ride. So, as far as right now in the political arena, I have about 20 candidates remaining. So why Tulsi Gabbard? Well, let's go ahead and do a process of elimination of sorts and rule out people who will not become president until we dwindle it down to who is going to become president. Let's get rid of a big name first. Donald Trump, the biggest name out there. Obviously, Donald Trump still has a lot of support. Millions of people still support Donald Trump. And the people who do support Donald Trump are very fervent supporters, very, very strong supporters. However, Donald Trump's presidency was a bit of a fluke. You know, he was never really qualified to be president. He's never held political office. He was a reality TV host, millionaire, billionaire, whatever you want to call him. The reason that people liked him, for the most part, is because he was an outsider. He wasn't that career politician. He wasn't a politician at all. And people were sick of politicians. They wanted something different. Whoa. They wanted something different. They wanted somebody, again, outside of that political arena. And he tapped into a huge base of people who were sick and tired of, say, illegal immigration and a bunch of other things. But however, when he became president, people found out, very quickly, a lot of people found out that he wasn't qualified. He's this philanderer, a womanizer, all kinds of things. Not a respectable person, disrespecting women, disabled people, Hispanic people, just all kinds of things. And so he lost a lot of support. He lost a lot of the fervor from many of the people who wanted that outsider. They realized, wow, this outsider is just not qualified to be president. Anyhow, so again, even though he still has millions of supporters, it's not going to be enough this time around to become president again. Again, it was a fluke. He won't do it again. So Donald Trump will not become president, will not win re-election in 2020, will not be president anymore. And I know there's probably some of you saying that, hey, well, he just doesn't like Donald Trump. He never liked Donald Trump to begin with. I really don't care, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. I actually predicted Donald Trump would become president in 2016. When basically everyone else was saying he wouldn't become president, I said that he would become president. I said that Hillary wouldn't win, Bernie wouldn't win, and that he would. You don't believe me? I actually have a video for that. Look in the description, click the link. There's an old video of me about 6 months prior to the 2016 election, and I predicted he would win. And he's not going to win anymore. I also said that in this video. Another thing I said in that old video, which I'm telling you now, is that Bernie Sanders will never become president. Bernie Sanders, plain and simple, is too old. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is Democrats, for whatever reason, don't tend to elect older presidents. You look at some of the recent Democratic presidents that we had, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, and others. What age were they when they got elected president? Obama was in his 40s, Clinton was in his 40s or maybe early 50s, I really don't remember. But Democrats generally elect people who are in their 40s and 50s, not in their 60s or 70s, let alone late 70s, like Bernie Sanders. Again, I don't know why Democrats were like that. That's not me. That's not being ageist. That's me telling you that older presidents are generally elected by Republicans, not Democrats. And so Bernie Sanders, I guess just you could say, is in the wrong party. I mean, plain and simple, he's too old. He would be 79 when he became president. Yeah, he has a lot of support from younger people, but it won't be enough. He will not win. Moving on. If you want to just throw Hillary Clinton in there real quick, I don't even think she's going to run. Even if she did, she wouldn't become president. Let's move on from that, but she will not become president. Some people, I don't know, I've heard some people say that she still might try to run or whatever, disrupt things. I don't think she will. Doesn't matter, she won't win. Moving on. Who else is a top dog right now? Joe Biden. Joe Biden. So, for right now, people are saying that Joe Biden is the front runner. He's not. Joe Biden is the front runner placeholder, pretty much. So, no one really knows about a lot of the other candidates, about the 20 or so candidates that are running right now. And so, since Joe Biden is the most popular, most known one right now, it's just like, okay, well, we know he is, that's kind of who we support right now. But as more and more people find out more about these other candidates, his popularity is going to slowly dwindle. Realize Joe, he's just this, old school, old-minded candidate. Doesn't represent, new, fresh face of the Democratic Party. Will not win. Again, he's also old, like Bernie Sanders. I think he's only a year younger than Bernie Sanders. And as we already talked about, Democrats don't tend to elect older candidates. So Joe Biden as well will not be president in 2020. Who's another hot person right now? Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris had a bit of a bump in the first debate. Looked pretty good because she kind of thrashed Joe Biden a little bit. Yeah, that's nice, but Kamala Harris has a bit of baggage herself. She was, a prosecutor or something of sorts in California. Not necessarily the best record in the world. And just in general, a lot of people look at anyone in the judicial system, law enforcement, stuff like that, whether a lawyer, a prosecutor, a police officer, a lot of people frown upon that because there's a lot of people who got arrested. People feel that, say, the family member got arrested unfairly, whatever. A lot of people have unfavorable opinions of anyone in the judicial system. Enough so that I don't believe she'll win. I don't believe that a prosecutor, or whatever she was, I really don't even remember what she was, but I don't think enough people will vie for someone who is in the judicial system. There's too much, again, unfavorable opinion of people in the judicial system. Another thing is she's a bit of a race baiter, and a lot of people don't like that as well. Always invoking race. It's like, okay, we could talk about race, but if that's a main part of your candidacy, that you're always going to bring that up, which she may not always, but it seems like she's already starting to do that. People don't like that. People don't like, oh, hey, vote for me because, I'm this color or that color, this race or that race. So that's going to hurt her as well. She will not win. Last thing on her, I'll say, because she is part black, half black, we've already had a black president. It's like, we've done that. Black people, and white people too, they, how do I say, like say Barack Obama, he garnered a lot of support from white people and black people and became the first black president. He's half black, whatever. But with him, it was like this huge movement. He had so much charisma and, political appeal and all these types of things. And he was able to garner support from, people, like I said, different races, enough to become president. So in order to do that, my point is, if you are, like, say, Hispanic or black or whatever, and you want to become president, you have to garner support of not just your own people. So, I'm half Mexican, for example. If I wanted to become president, I wouldn't just have to get support from Mexican people. I would have to somehow get white people to like me and, black people to like me. And you have to be, like I said, extremely charismatic and just like this absolutely amazing candidate. Because there is a lot of people out there who don't want, say, a Hispanic president or a black president. And I don't think she has that same appeal as Obama does. And so I don't think she'll be able to pull it off. So Kamala Harris will not become president in 2020. Who else is popular right now? Listen. Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Kamala Harris, Trump, Elizabeth Warren. Just write her off real quick. Again, too old. Like I said, Democrats don't tend to elect older candidates. Even to me, not to be mean to Elizabeth Warren. I'm sure she's a great lady, but to me, she just seems like this naggy old lady, like almost like your mom or grandma's like, oh, eat your vegetables or something like that. And when you have that appeal, like you're just this old person. See, this is the problem. People don't understand. Okay, she might relate to people who are, I don't know, 50s and 60s and 70s, but when someone is, say you're 20 years old, and this candidate is, I don't know, I don't know exactly how old Elizabeth Warren is, 60s, 70s, someone who's 40 years or 50 years older than you, you can't relate to these people. And that's the problem when someone like, say, again, Bernie Sanders is just so old, or even Joe Biden, that these younger voters, 20, 30 years old, even 40 years old, I'm almost 40 years old, it's just hard for us to relate, with someone who's that many generations ahead. Just in general, she got a bad rap for her thing about saying that she was part Native American. That kind of threw a lot of people off for that she was just, it's kind of like the race baiting thing. But instead of using like, oh, hey, I'm this race, feel bad for me. Well, it was almost like that. It was like almost like, hey, I'm Native American, feel bad for me because I'm a minority. And you're not. See, at least with Kamala Harris, it's like, well, at least she is actually a minority. But it's like with Elizabeth Warren, it's like, no, you're not. And then you try to claim that and you're not. Nah, it's not good. So Elizabeth Warren will not become president in 2020. Moving on. Who else do we have? Buttigieg, another real popular candidate. I like Buttigieg. I actually like him. He's, openly homosexual guy. Speaks, I don't know, several languages or something like that. College grad, maybe Harvard, something like that. Really educated guy. Okay. One of his problems, it turns out, nobody even knew this, I didn't know this, is he has a lot of problems going on. The reason I keep the camera on this side, because the sun's over here, and if I turn the camera on that side, the sun will be blasting your guys' eyes. So I'm kind of taking the hit for you guys. What's the time? Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, in his own city, apparently he has a lot going on with problems between the police and black people. There's a black guy, I believe, who got shot, maybe unjustifiably. That's a whole thing. And so that turned out to be, this is turning out to be a bit of a hitch in his campaign. But forget that, that might move on. Who knows how that's going to play out in the weeks or months to come. His bigger thing is that he's gay. Okay, I'm from California, all right? And in California, it's really not a big deal at all. Oh, you're gay, whatever, you're gay, you're transgender. Nobody really would bat an eye, not a big deal. Same thing probably if you're from New York or maybe even like Florida or something like that, right? But there's a lot of states out there. I don't know, I'm just going to throw some out there. I could be wrong. But say Mississippi, I don't know, Kansas or something. There's a lot of people out there in other states, in other non-liberal states, maybe Texas, I don't know, who aren't so supportive of homosexuals. There's still millions of people out there who don't even want to give homosexual people rights to marriage. They don't even want to let them get married to each other, let alone elect a homosexual person to be president. You understand what I'm saying? They don't even want to give these people these small rights, let alone this big old privilege of become president. And so, again, being from California, I know, say even from at least one person in my own family, they're like, I like Pete Buttigieg. That's great. Yeah, he is a great candidate. But you gotta look outside your bubble. You're looking in your little California bubble with a bunch of other liberals around, and you're like, oh, so and so likes him. Yeah, these are all people in your bubble. There's 300 some odd million people in this country. And a lot of them are outside your bubble, and a lot of them have very unfavorable opinions of homosexual people. That is unfortunate, but that's the case. And these people could vote, regardless of how you feel about a racist or homophobic people. The fact is they can vote. And there's enough of them, and a lot of them, to make a difference, enough to where Pete Buttigieg will not become president in 2020. Moving on. So there's a lot of other... See, those are kind of the main candidates right now, right? I'm not going to go through every individual candidate, because I'm going to wipe out a bunch from right now. Because I'm going to tell you that in 2020, a female is going to become president. So forget any other male candidate. I forget. I think Swalwell just got out. There's a little other male candidate. Beto O'Rourke. No, let's do Beto O'Rourke for a second. Beto O'Rourke couldn't even beat... Okay, so Donald Trump beat Ted Cruz in the presidential election, and Ted Cruz beat Beto O'Rourke in some Texas election. So logic goes that if Donald Trump beat Ted Cruz and Ted Cruz beat Beto O'Rourke, then logically Donald Trump can beat Beto O'Rourke. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? If Beto O'Rourke can't even beat the guy who got beat by Donald Trump, like I said, he couldn't beat Ted Cruz, then he can't beat Trump. He can't beat the one who beat all the other Republicans. Again, Even though I said Donald Trump will not become president, he has a lot of support still. And you can't just throw anyone up against him. Like Bernie Sanders or like Beto O'Rourke, he would crush him. Donald Trump would crush Bernie Sanders in head-to-head. And Donald Trump would crush Beto O'Rourke and Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris and all these other people. So Beto O'Rourke will not become president. But anyhow, so like I said, so Beto O'Rourke will not become president in 2020. But what about all these other guys? There's a bunch of other guys. I don't even remember all their names. I think, was it de Blasio, guy from New York? Forget all their individual names. No male will become president in 2020. A female will become president in 2020. What? How do you know that? How do you know that, Matt? That's what you're asking me right now. Okay, we're going to get into that. This is where the roller coaster starts, right? Of sorts. Hi. Yeah, you go pet her. Huh? Yeah. Her name is Bella. How you doing today? Okay. Making a video.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Have a good one.
You too.
Come on, Bella. Come on. Oh, I put you guys in the sun. Sorry. I told you I wasn't going to do that, and I did. Sorry. Okay.